Coming up this week on the Digital Lifestyle Show, Gary's here, so we're going to catch up on our toys and gadgets that we've been playing with. I'm going to be talking about some music stuff I've been working on. I've got some gadgets like portable chargers and things like that I'm going to be talking about. Gary's got some smart home stuff we're going to be talking about, so lots to get on with, so let's get straight to Gary.
Good evening, Ian.
I'm back again after we had Mark Barnes last week. That was nice to chat to Mark. Always interested to one of the synth chats, but this week we're back with one of our normal tech chats, and I have got some music stuff that I want to talk about. I've done a few videos and my album is finished, so I can talk about that as well. I've got a couple of gadgets here to review as well, and then I'll talk about those. I'm currently trying to drain the battery on my... Oh, it's done it finally. Yes, I've been trying to drain the battery because I've got a portable charger that I want to talk about and test. So the only way to test it is really to drain and see if it'll do it. So I've been draining the battery on this phone all afternoon. It's finally flat.
Well, I could talk about this amazing LED stuff. So I'll talk about that, which a lot of people may know about already, but I'll talk about some of that stuff.
That looks interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think I've got any new music gear here tonight, but I have got some. I've got some sound packs that I've been working on. I've been doing a lot of sampling in the last week, which has been pretty interesting. So we'll talk about that. So first of all, then, what is that? Show us the gadget there that the light ring.
So this is a WS2814 light strip. So it's basically an addressable light strip.
Like the one I had.
Yeah, quite a small segment. So basically that is two addressable segments in there.
Yeah.
So they're it's quite dense light. As you can see, it's quite a good.
Yeah, it's like a lightsaber from here.
Yeah, it's quite impressive. And that's, if I don't know if I can get this high enough on the screen, I probably can't actually without turning it off. Let me unplug it and then I can show you what that's connected to. So that's connected to this lovely little device, which is got the lovely name of Wigio IoT, but it's basically an ESP32 chip in a box. And it's running WLED or WLED, as some people call it, wireless LED, which is something you can get out of the box. But this is an out of the box produced one, but you can do it yourself. It's an open source service. You can just install it on an ESP and connect up the IO links, and then it's just connected up to that, and that gives you the ability to run all the WLED effects on it. It's quite nice. We can do all sorts of wonderful things. You can segment, so you can treat each segment as a separate control. You can do funky things with it. And if I can just get it up on my screen here, I'll be able to quickly do that to show you some of the things you can do with it. I'm just electrocuting myself because I'm touching 224 volt cables at the same time, which is never a good idea. But yeah, it's pretty powerful. So let's see if I can...
Yeah, it's bright. I had I've still got it. Used to have it up on there, but it's down in my drawer at the moment. The long one, but I had a controller, so I had to write my own C code for it.
So you can do things like this.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so I had to do that. I had to write my own functions to do that. So this is
this is
a lot of maths to do that.
Yeah, this is all basically built in. So you've just got loads of presets you can actually use. And you can change the sequence, the order they do things in, and just adjust it. And obviously different brightnesses, different colours. So you've got quite, as I said, it's still incredibly bright. So that one's really not very visible, but that's flicking between the segments. I'm just about saying that's heartbeat pulsing. But there's just loads and loads.
That's really neat. Yeah.
My favourite effect is this one. If I can get it to work, it seems to sometimes just get delayed before you'll actually trigger this one. So if I can just get it, force it to trigger. There you go. That's lightning.
Oh yeah. So that's really good, because like I said, the one I had was just like that, but it was longer. I still have it, but I had to write all those codes myself. So That
Yeah, so,
is a much easier way of doing it.
yeah, and this
I
is,
like the little bend on it as well.
well, that I mean that's just a straight connector, which is fairly. So I don't bring that closer and
Yeah.
closer. Very easy to do. You can get all these connectors. There's different connectors, different corners. So I'm basically creating a frame out of this. I want to put it around something I've got in here. So that's the reason I've got it. I see about this controller. Again, I'll have to unplug it to actually show you. But this controller is actually got two outputs, so you could connect two light strips to it, individually controllable. Which is really nice, two outputs, and that's all configurable in WLED. The other nice thing is this WS2814 stock is fairly new, and wasn't really available until a few months ago, and it wasn't supported in WLED until very, very recently, but is now properly supported in there. You can set it up, and it's pretty low power consumption. I mean, this one is a. Can't even see what the output voltage image on this one is. It is front per channel 8 amps, so maximum. Yeah, so 8 amp output.
I lost you for a second. Yeah, that's really nice.
I was just going to say it doesn't seem to use an awful lot of power to run. It's a few milliamps to run it, so it's really good.
And the control unit, is it? Did you say? Is it goes on your network and then it's addressable over the network, or what? How do you connect?
Yes. So basically, you connect to it as a Wi-Fi hotspot when you first plug it in. So you just do that, connect to it, and then it asks you what network you want to go, and then it connects on your Wi-Fi network. It seems to connect really easily. And then I run Home Assistant for stuff now, and it just showed up in Home Assistant as a discoverable device, and I can configure it. As soon as I've done that, and then I just need to set up what type of light strip, and you can basically plug virtually any your LED strip will probably plug into this because it will drive virtually any LED strip you fire at it. I mean, obviously I've got it set up for this particular strip, but anything which takes a digital control line and ground and voltage will work. So anything which is basically a free cable LED. And it's really straightforward to set up, and it just works.
Yeah, that's really, really good. That.
I mean, I played with a lot of controllers for LED stuff, and all of them got their foil balls, and it's difficult. I've got the Zigbee LED strip in here, which I quite like Zigbee stuff for low voltage reliability. But there's sometimes when just having it on the Wi-Fi is just easy enough, and we've got a decent enough Wi-Fi set up. Not cluttering it too much. So this will actually some of this will become my new kitchen lights. Yeah. that's the concept. I've got a much longer strip here which will form the basis of the kitchen lights. Obviously not running all those effects, but one of the nice things is the segments means with coupled with a presence sensor. I'm not sure I can show this, but let's see if I can get my camera to point in the right direction. You can see there somewhere. A lot of rubbish up there, but you can see the rented room just above the door. There's a sensor.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So I just like to unplug my microphone when I did that. So that's an Emotion Max microwave sensor, which is plugged in USB, and that works incredibly well. So basically, what that does is you can segment the sensor into distances away from the sensor. So for this room, it works perfectly because I can every meter in the room is another zone effectively. And with that, coupled with and I'm going to do a similar thing in the kitchen. As you move along the counter, I can actually highlight the bit of the counter you're standing on and dim the rest of the counter. So you get focused light on what you actually want to look at. Because that light's almost too bright, it's almost blinding. But when you actually want to work under it, it's a good light to.
Yeah.
So that's the concept of it anyway. That sensor actually works on MQTT on Mosquito, which we talked about before. So you can anything which can use a read an MQTT signal you can actually do, but it plugs into Alexa, it plugs into lots of things. It's a really good sensor for a low price. The only thing I've got against it is the stand which comes with it is quite flimsy, and if you stick it on once and you get it wrong, you can't really stick it on again.
Right.
but that's easily solvable. I mean, it's not the end of the world. I saw Paul Hibbert did a review on his YouTube channel where he said, yeah, it's not the end of the world. You can just use blue tack and stick on the wall. Quite happily with blue tack. It's really light. It's not heavy sense at all. I've actually got it on a 3D printed mount just to make it a little bit easier to hold it on the wall, but stuck up with a 3M sticker. But that way I can just take it on and off easily to reset it if I need to, or whatever. Not that I've had. It's just working really reliable. It's far more reliable than any of the other sensors I've had for that sort of sensing, and because it's a microwave sensor, it's detecting heartbeats. So I'm still getting motion even though I'm just sitting here fairly still, and it works really well. The only thing I do find is my air purifier is detected as a person. Which is interesting. So that's on. Then it sees that as a person, which is a pain. But as I only run that when I'm in here, it's not so much of an issue. But yeah, so and it can still work out the distances between the two people in. So yeah, it works. And they've just released a new version, or not a new version, but a Motion Max, which has got that plus an infrared transmitter plus a thermometer on it and a few other bits built into it, and it's kind of like a Bluetooth hub as well for some other sensors. So they're getting quite good little infrastructure together, and all their stuff is really reasonably priced.
Yeah. Well, that sounds good. Yeah, I like to look at that. I've still got my strip, and I haven't pinned it down anywhere at the moment. So I used to have it under the keyboards there, so I think that's probably where I'll put it back. But because it's a standalone unit, you've got to go and turn it on because it's just a little microprocessor on it. So having the Wi-Fi thing would mean I could then turn it on with the room or whatever. So yeah, I think that's quite a nice idea. That I've got a couple of interesting gadgets to test. Actually, not overly new or anything, but really handy. So just a couple of D-Link things. I've got a D-Link plug. When you travel, you go abroad and you go on a holiday, and you can, I need my phone charger, I need my watch charger, and my Surface charger, and everything else. And then you've got to try and find the adapter plugs. But I've got this little 3-in-1 charger from D-Link to try, and this bit is interchangeable. So when you go abroad, you can just take the Euro one with you. Or if you're going to the States, take the States one with you. But it's actually got 2 USB-C and a USB-A on there. It'll do 65 watts at the same time. Oh. So it's quite hefty, but it means that one plug I could probably charge a Surface, a watch and a phone, or 2 phones at the same time. It uses super fast charging version 4 of it. So I tried it with my Samsung, and it was doing a super fast charge on that. So that saves me taking a travel adapter, my plug for the phone, with one for the watch and whatever. So I thought that was quite handy. The other thing I've got to try is this portable charger. I've got loads of these portable chargers knocking around. In fact, one here you might recognise. This one is a Windows Insider one.
Oh wow! Yes.
One, but yes.
I never got one of those. I always wanted one that way.
Yeah, it doesn't charge very fast off the solar, and it's not that powerful. But look at this one. This is a new one from D-Link. This is a proper one. But this one has got an actual indicator that we can see on there. But yeah, there it's showing you the percentage of charge of the thing. Because that's one of the things with loads of these power bricks I have. They never show you how much charge they've got. So this one has got 3 ports on it, so 2 USB-C and a USB-A, and it charges from USB-C. Of course, it charges really well from this plug as well. So now I've got that, I'm going to try and charge my finally flattened phone to see how long it takes to charge it, and how many times can I charge this phone from one of these? That's the other thing. So if you're gonna, it's a heavy thing. So if you're gonna take a portable charger, right, you really want it to have some charge with it, don't you? So I've got a couple of them, some of the older ones, and if I plug them into my Samsung, it does medium, doesn't do high speed charging, and it just kills the battery on the portable charger. It just can't cope with it. So we're interested to see how this goes. So I'll be able to report back next time to actually measure that to see how well that goes. The other great thing about this though is it will, because it's quite hefty. Any devices that need run off USB, like my drum machine over there, that takes USB. The mixing desk, sub mixer I've got over there. I've got a drum machine over here. I've got. You can run it from here, so I can actually have a little portable rig take it out with me. I could take this full keyboard over here, which is USB powered. So I could actually take a keyboard, a proper full-size keyboard, with a laptop, or even without a laptop. I just take a full-size keyboard and a drum machine. It's got an audio interface in it, and just all powered from here. So I'm going to give that a try as well. So I don't really take my gear out very often, but it might be nice to be able to take it out. But it should be able to charge the tablet from the Surface over USB-C phones and everything. So I think they're about 30 quid for these and about 25 quid for these. So we'll see how I go on. But I'm going abroad in a few weeks' time, so I should just need to take just this one plug instead of taking a load of plugs and travel adapters and things like that. So it should make things easier. A couple of things I want to mention. Oh, did you see? Going back in time, we got excited for the Surface Neo, which was the Surface that never arrived. I've got my Duo here. So I've still got my Surface Duo, which I still love this form factor. In fact, just playing with it now, I just realised how nice that is. I'm going to charge this up again. It was only the software really that let it down, which is ironic coming from Microsoft, a software company. But anyway, I did see that Windows Central got their hands on the Surface Neo, the never released Surface, and it sounds like it was the right choice to not release it, because in the review it says this was a prototype one from 2019. It was slow, got very hot, and it sounds like really the underlying CPU was never really there for it, which was probably the reason why it was killed. But it looks really nice. I mean, essentially it looks exactly like this, just a bigger version of it. It's about it's not dissimilar size to Surface Go, I think, really. If I when you see the size of a Surface Go, it's a bit smaller. It's about that sort of size. Still use the pen, but of course it had the dual screens on there, which was which what made it interesting like that. And it ran Windows 10 X, which was never released either. It's an interesting what if they'd released it. I suppose the heat and performance of it was the issue. It used the Intel Lakefield chip, which Intel has since cancelled. So maybe that was potentially, that was the other reasons. But I do think it was always the device that I was looking for, the dual screen foldable. So this kind of shape, but it is a book, but opens out like that. But instead of having the keyboard, it's an actual dual screen device. That would have a lot of really good use cases for it. And I still miss that form factor and that innovation. But we're not going to see that now. I don't think those days of innovation and have kind of gone now, haven't they?
It's a shame, but it's the way of the world, isn't it?
So close, but not there. And foldables are still. I mean, Samsung seem to be doing quite well with the foldables. So, but they've not really got anything in that form factor. We still either got people with tablets like the iPad or the Amazon Kindles or the Google ones or the Surface or just normal laptops, and that middle size never really caught on. So it's a shame, but I do love that. It's definitely a what if device, and I was always very excited to it, and I probably would have bought one, and probably it would be in the drawer now with my other tablets and things that are no longer in use. But it's a definite what if device. So other things that exciting. I finally finished my new album. called Sunset Memory. And I'll just share the screenshot there. It's the album cover, which is a picture that I took in Sorrento. So no AI for the image on this one. And it's available now on all the streaming platforms, Spotify, Apple Music, and 11 tracks, including the title track that's Sorrento Sunset, which I played on the show a few weeks ago. So we've got some up-tempo ones, we've got some mellow ones like Pre-Cafe, which you can guess where that was inspired by, and some more sort of a Tangerine Dream type sequence one as well. So the last album I did was like a concept album. This isn't. There's no sort of concept on this. It's just what I've been working on for the past sort of almost a year now. So I finally got this release. So get streaming on there. You can join and be one of my 17 monthly listeners. But there's quite a few. I've noticed quite a few streams on the YouTube music, which is quite a surprise. But I suppose it's a free service effectively, isn't it? If you do it through the browser, so maybe that's why it gets a lot some listeners. But yeah, you can get it on YouTube Music, Apple Music, and so on. So I'll play out with one of the tracks. This one is Always Look Both Ways, so I'll play out at the end of the show with this track, which is a bit more.
Looking forward to that. I have to say, I've been really enjoying what I've heard of this album. It's been fantastic.
Yeah. So just finished. So I'm gonna I'm enjoying working on that one. All the sounds were used. I created myself using the multi-poly or the wave state. I did use a DW8000 from the old vintage synths and the Yamaha TX7 as well. So and the new Behringer drum machine as well. So, but all the sounds are the custom sounds are all available on my website as well. I've got a few new tutorials out as well on our YouTube channel. Some of my 5-minute track ones and some other sort of more in-depth ones. So how to create sort of evolving digital sounds on the multi-poly and the mod wave. It's a 5-minute patch for Berlin School ratcheting type sequence, and how to use the dual filters on the multi-poly are some of the ones that I've done recently. And I've got a new sound pack as well. I think I talked about this last week as well, which is my multi-poly, which I sampled and then took into the wave state. So if you want the sounds of a multi-poly but you haven't got one but you've got a wave state, then you can have those sounds in there. So that's a pack that's available. And this week what I've been doing is sampling my Yamaha TX7. So the TX7, I don't know if I can show you. Yeah, there it is a desktop module version of the classic Yamaha DX7. So this was designed before there was sort of desktop music production. This was designed to sit on top of the DX7 as an extra sound bank, really, so you can do dual layers or more interesting sounds.
Very cool device.
Yeah. So what I've done is I've got quite a few custom sounds on there. So I've been sampling that, multi-sampling it, and then taking that into the wave state. So then you can use it in the wave state, in the wave sequencer and everything. So you can get the classic DX7 electric piano or the bass sounds, but there's also some more complex sounds that I've brought in and brought to the sort of new way. So I did use a tool called Sample Robot. So I've been trying different tools, but this one was, I think it's about £40 for license for this one. And it's a really good tool, because the one thing it does really well is creates a looping point. So if you've ever created samples with looping points, it's really hard to get those looping points sounding spot on. So this automates that. I think Mark talked about it last week on the show as well. So so I've got nice old loops. So I've got to work on doing a performance video for that. But the next thing I'm working on is anybody likes classic sounds, is a Yamaha CS80 set for the multi-poly. So no samples on these, are actually recreated those. So the CS80 is what Vangelis used for Blade Runner.
Yep.
Toto used on Africa. It's the big, heavy, massive synth, but the architecture of kind of reverse engineered it for the multi-poly, because it's such a flexible synth. You can put yourselves in the mindset of that synth and then recreate those patches. So that's what I've done. So I've got that coming out soon. Next couple of weeks that should be out. So that's a full sound palette. There's like 50 odd sounds that I've created. Great fun creating those. Really good experience. Time consuming, but it's quite good. You have to get yourself in the headspace of that synth and the restrictions and the features of that synth, and then you just sort of stick with that and not get dragged into other areas. So yeah, I've quite enjoyed doing that. So it's kind of, I don't know, it's perhaps like how an impressionist would do an impression of somebody, and then you have to put yourself in the mindset, and so do audio impressions using another synth is quite an interesting thing. So quite good fun to do. So hopefully I'll have that available soon as well. So plenty of tutorials on the site as well. So lots of videos going on there, so lots of activity on the YouTube channel. That's where sort of everything seems to be, all my stuff at the moment. Okay, so moving on that. So what else have you got that you've been working on?
So just a lot of stuff around LLMs and a bit of home work with machine learning. I hate calling it AI because it's still not intelligent. It's really not intelligent yet. So I think I showed this device a few weeks ago, but let's pull it up on the screen. So this is the Xiaoji device, which I've been gradually putting more and more software onto it. And there's a guy Real Deco on GitHub who's been doing some really cool stuff for this. So you can program it up, and you can see it's actually not even plugged in now. It's USB. It's got battery in it and everything like that. And if I can remember the right keyword, I think it's Hey Home Assistant. Is it Hey Home Assistant or is it OK Home Assistant? That's it. There you go. So it's responded, and I can ask it. I can do it commands to say turn off the lights. See what happens. May not understand. There you go.
Oh, yes, there you go. Yeah.
I'll come back on again because the sense talks about going. And you can hear it sort of chattering away, and it's pretty cool. But that's all running locally. So the keyword on here was local, and then it's running to Alarma as a back end running on a PC. Although I'm going to probably look at something else for that, but it's quite slow, that piece of work, because although I've got a pretty powerful graphics chip in the PC I'm running on, that is an integrated chip set, and it has to be said Alarma is not very good at working with integrated graphics. So there are other tools which can work with that, because basically all AI runs using graphic chips. Everything's been worked around NVIDIA GPUs, because that's the way it was designed to work. And they're not very good when they run on CPUs. So you really need them running on a GPU, and the model's quite small, but it's good enough for doing home automation stuff, because it can do some pretty complex stuff on here. So you could say, "Hey Home Assistant," "Okay Home Assistant." I can never remember which one of the two it is. And then you can say things like, "Turn off all the lights in here except for the hue light," and it would just turn off all the lights, not the hue light, and it's able to work those things out. And it can also look at cameras as well. I don't know if this will work, because I've only tried this a couple of times. Check if there are any cars outside. See if I'll actually do it today. There are 2 cars outside, it just says on screen here.
Yeah.
Which is true. There are 2 cars outside.
That's interesting, being able to do that rather than.
And I've not told it.
Command. Yeah.
Yeah, I've not told it where to look for that, because it's basically looking for cameras and checking to see if any of the camera features are in a car, which is really clever. And you can then ask it things like, "Can you tell? Do you know what the registration numbers are of those cars?" And it will try and find out. It's not very good, but it doing that. But it's clever that it will actually work that out.
Yeah, that is quite, and a little package like that as well. I mean, it's tiny, isn't it?
Well, I mean, obviously that's the LLM working on it, but it's really well integrated in Home Assistant, and it knows all the. And I've exposed certain things to it in Home Assistant, so it knows what it's looking for. Um, so, I mean, the one thing I would say against that is that although it's just told me there's two cars outside, it's actually seeing the same car twice because it's seeing two different angles of it. So that's why it says there's two cars outside. And I could tell it to only use one view to actually look at this up, and I could change the model to say look for it. But it's very, very powerful. Okay, Home Assistant. How do I put the bins out? See if it actually works out now. Oh, didn't hear me properly that time. It just said the beam is on rather than the bin, so I've got a light called the beam, so that's picked that up rather. But it actually can work out if I've put the bins out, because it knows there's a camera with a picture of all the bins on. I've never told it what bins I need to put out, but it also knows that because it has that from a Peterborough City Council feed as to what bins need to go out this day, and it would actually tell me if I put the wrong bins out because it looks at the colour of the bins and it'll say. So it's incredibly clever how you do those things, but it's all just large language model stuff. And I mean, and I'm running. This is part of the reason it's so slow actually on my server. I'm running quite a large model which has a lot of depth to it. Now, if I was to run a smaller model, it wouldn't be as clever as this, and it wouldn't be able to do some of this stuff. But you can tell. I mean, you can see how long the delay is there. It's a few seconds responsiveness on a lot of this stuff because it's having to really think about how it's going to process a lot of data to get to that point. And it's running. What's it running at? It's running 100% CPU and about 70% GPU on my server, which is then stopping other things working. So I can't really have it just constantly working like that, but. Yes, it's nice, and this is quite. I mean, it's quite clever again because you can show it. So you can see on here. I've got the funky Home Assistant character on there, but you can change that. You can have all sorts of different characters on there, different size, and you've got a clock which you put on there as well, so you can have that configurable. And you can do all the stuff that normal, like the Alexa used to be able to do with sort of timers and things like that. So you can sort of set a timer for 5 minutes. I'll just touch the screen there rather than actually doing the keyboard.
Which is still the most common thing we use the Alexa in the kitchen for.
Yeah, so in 5 minutes time we'll get the timer, and it's telling me it's got 98% battery. This is actually quite amazing. The battery life on this is incredible. I do usually leave it sitting on charge, but I actually had it out in the garden the other day and was using it as a music device because you can stream music to it as well. It's not very good. The quality is pretty appalling, but it did for that. And it lasted all day. It was uncharged up morning, and I basically had it out 8 hours during a barbecue, and it was still about 25% by the end of the day, which is pretty impressive for a device which is doing a lot of this stuff and play music and all that sort of thing as well. So yeah, that's I am quite impressed.
Device.
For the price as well. I mean, that was I think I paid £6.50 for it.
That's amazing.
And I mean, all it is an ESP 32 in there. So that is the ubiquitous chip of choice now for virtually everything. You can do so much with it. Yes, you can only do one thing at a time. You couldn't have that doing Bluetooth at the same time as doing this or whatever. It's just not powerful enough.
But you can have at that price. You could afford to have separate things doing separate jobs.
You can do it. And as I've said before, I mean, I run all my sort of Bluetooth stuff on just these devices. So that's a Bluetooth proxy, which is great. You can just. Then Home Assistant, the computer can just the device I actually have, which is an Android device, can just talk to that and proxy Bluetooth anywhere around the house.
Yeah, that's really good.
I don't know if you heard that then.
I could hear it say something.
It said, "That's interesting. It sounds like we've got a really good setup for your Bluetooth devices." So it's quite conversational when it's just listening.
I set this going just from the dead phone. It's on 95%. The phone is on 19%, and that's took what, 5 minutes?
Yeah.
So it's not like charging. You stick it in your car. That.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So that's actually show that. I mean, it's going to take another 3 times that. So we're going to be on 80% for probably about 20 minutes. 25 minutes to get to a full charge. We'll see how that goes, but yeah, that is handy, and having the little display on there is nice as well, just to be able to see how much charge. I know some of them have got like the 4 LEDs, but that's only giving you like 25% margin, really, isn't it? So yeah, so actually I'm going to charge my Surface Duo. I always think there should be something I can do with it. I'll probably use it for a Kindle. Actually, it would be quite a nice Kindle. Reader on the,
or a home automation dashboard.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so you can put it up on over there.
Wasted the fold though. That
it is a bit. Yeah, and I've got a few tablets around that I could probably do that.
Yeah.
But that's a nice little trick.
Yeah. So my next project is I'm going to take. I've got some cut off bits of the WS284 strip. And I'm going to try and rig this up as a nice naughty points for my daughters. So that'll gauge, so it automatically shows how well they're doing.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
It's sort of reward chart type thing, but just sort of because you can obviously you can do red and green on it. You can show a progress on it. Just change the sequence down. But,
that's good. It's real time. They could wear it on a little real time strip. It's getting a bit Black Mirror that then, though. Isn't it?
I do actually think because I got the camera monitoring. You sort of say if daughter one hits daughter two, then immediately to the point.
Yeah, that's frightening, then, isn't it? Yeah, it's getting behavioural modelling on. I suppose that's coming next, isn't it?
Honestly, I'm not going to do that, but I think the idea of having some sort of dark chart is quite good. I mean, one of the nice things one thing I've been looking at doing is kind of not actually as a clock, but in Harry Potter they've got that clock which shows where people are. It's really easy with Home Assistant to track where people are, so if as long as you've got their permission to do so, obviously. But you track phones and things like that. So I get thank you. My alarm's going off.
Oh, of course it is. Yeah, it's 5 minutes. Yeah.
There we go. So the little picture of a man holding a stopwatch popped up on the screen there. So it's really easy to track where people are, but equally it's easy to show that on something, or even ask the device. Just check this. Where's Garry? It comes up with but yeah, you can naturally track things. So it said so it knows I'm not in the house. It says I'm somewhere else. I haven't. So I've actually unplugged the Bluetooth sensor in here, so it doesn't know why I'm in here at the moment. Otherwise, it would say I was in the studio. But it's really interesting when you start doing that. You can actually do displays like that. So you could actually do that. And I was thinking some sort of using an LED or something, just showing where people were. So I've got a little chart with a light on it, sort of saying out of the house, in the house, home, at work, whatever it shows.
Yeah, that's quite a nice. That's good for the kids to know sort of where people. Yeah, that's it. I like that idea.
Yeah.
And I suppose you can use it even for, I mean, imagine more industrial things like health and safety, where this person is not allowed in this zone in a warehouse, say, because it's a, health and safety controlled zone. These warehouse workers are allowed in that zone, and
you can do that with that sort of tracking, and it's really easy for me to actually do sort of location based alerting as well. So when I know one of my friends got this, which is a bit of overkill, but he's got arrows point in front of his desk, and depends where his wife is, the arrow points in that direction. So that's ridiculous. But yeah, I think that's definitely overkill. But you can do things like that. It's quite feasible to do sort of animations and things like that to do it. I mean, one thing I think I might do when because the other thing you can do with the wireless thing, you can actually set up playlists, so you can actually do lightning for 2 seconds, do rainbow for 20 seconds, or whatever. So I was thinking of doing a light and sound show, because it has that device has also got a microphone built into it as well, so you can actually use it to do audio sensing and do reflection. And some of the presets have got audio sensing in it as well. So I was going to do sort of a sound and light show when we finally unveil our new kitchen. It's all lightning flashing, and then gradually reveal the kitchen, sort of raise the lights up.
Yeah, that's really good. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you can do. There's a lot of fun you can have with that kind of thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to be cool to actually do that.
I'll have to write you some music for the reveal.
Yes. Yeah, but yeah, it's really. The thing is, as you said, unlike the one you were working with, where you had to really think about it, do it. It's just so easy. All this stuff is available, and there's so many different animations already been put together for it. And because it's open source, people have forked it and created their own versions.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really.
That's interesting. So, are you going to do some sort of videos on the sort of this what you've been working on with that? That's probably interesting.
That's one of the ideas I'm going to do. I'm still sort of toying with how I structure the videos. I'll talk about, because obviously my office here, my studio here, it is a smart studio effectively. So I was going to do sort of tales from the smart studio maybe, and do some of the stuff around there, and do things like that.
That'd be interesting to see. And just, have you got anything new on your YouTube channel, your EV channel?
I haven't really put anything up on the EV channel for a while. I'm thinking of a couple of things I want to put on there. There's a couple of things I want to review. I'm still trying to get hold of the people I wanted to talk to on this channel about the charging thing. It's been a bit problematic in terms of finding a time when we can all do it. And if that goes ahead, I will actually definitely put that on the YouTube channel, as well as something for the podcast. But I've got a few bits and pieces. I've got some really nice toys I want to show off with on reviews. Which I haven't got around to doing yet. So, especially the device which allows you to plug your Amazon Fire TV into your car, which is kind of cool, especially for an EV. I mean, less so when you're charging, but you can actually do that and see.
That'd be quite a good video.
Mm-hmm.
Well, so yeah, give us a link to your video.
So you can find me on YouTube at EV Owner, and there's still a lot of really good content on there, which though I haven't posted anything fairly recently, but well worth catching up with if you haven't done so already, and if you're interested at all in the world of EVs.
Excellent stuff. Well, just give a final update on this. So the phone is now on 34%, and we're at 91% from the charger. So that's gonna, I guess, in about 80% will be about right. So yes, I'll be able to report back on that next week. I think with a bit of luck, we'll have a guest on the show, and we'll be talking surfaces next week with a bit of luck. So let's hope. Hopefully we'll be able to get that one sorted out. You can get to me Ian at thedigitallifestyle.com. Check out the YouTube channel with all the stuff. Check out the music as well, and sound packs. And I think we shall be back same time, same place next week.
Take care.